This is the Zone 1 podcast for a premium travel experience. The Zone 1 podcast brings you incredible travel opportunities and excursions through networktravel.ca. The Zone 1 podcast features the legendary Jackie Ray Greening, Rick McSwain from Network Travel, and I'm your host, Terry Evans. 3 words: luxury French Polynesia. It is the Cook Islands and Society Islands. We're talking about the South Pacific today. Jackie Ray, you and Rick are off to the South Pacific, and it's going to be something else.
Okay, I just watched the movie South Pacific to get me in the mood. It's such a bad movie, it's good. It's so good. You know those old movies where it looks so beautiful and they actually filmed it there, but you're going, oh my goodness, the acting's really, really shifty here.
And I just watched The Blue Lagoon. Where was that filmed anyways, The Blue Lagoon?
Florida.
Okay, you can cut this out, Terry. So
I don't think so. This is
I
part
don't
of the
think
charm.
so either.
Part of the charm of the long form conversation is nuggets like that.
oh god.
And then I was about to say that Brooke Shields could be your daughter, but she's probably the same age as us.
Oh, she's older than us, I think.
Yeah. I think she's my age for some reason. I'm not sure, but I think she's my age. Well, let's start with, you're going to the Cook Islands and Society Islands, Tahiti, Wahine. Is that how you say Wahine?
Yeah, we haven't been yet, so I'm guessing.
Okay. See, well, this is the thing. I was going to Rarotonga, Bora Bora, Motu Mahana, Amorea. These are all fun things to say. I've never been, and I was wondering if either of you had. So I guess it's a no.
All I do know is when we put this trip on sale, we sold, I think within the first 2 weeks, 80 spots.
It was it went like hotcake. It was crazy. And this is one of those places that's on the bucket list for, I mean, that word is used so much, but so many people haven't been that wanted to go. And anybody that's been to Asia, Southeast Asia, has flown over. Usually you fly over the South Pacific, but you never stop. So we're super excited.
The date of the trip is November 15th to the 26th. So depending on when you listen to this podcast, it may have already happened. Could be happening while you're listening to this podcast, but it certainly might be something that could sway you toward, looking into it a little bit. So a trip like this, the Society Islands and Tahiti are the islands of, for me, Tahiti is, I never saw anything until Tahiti Treat, which was the brother of the guy from Hawaiian Punch, wasn't it? That's as close as I've been to Tahiti. I've seen lots of pictures, but.
Well, I think, when we fly right into Tahiti, and we're actually doing a day tour just around the island to check it out. But the Paul Gauguin cruise thing, I think, is what really got people's attention, because this is the cruise line. Number one, the ships are smaller. There's just 300 plus people on it. So it's a nice small ship. So you can get in closer to all these islands that we're going into. So for water sports and snorkeling and things like that, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
It was purposely built just for the small little islands in the South Pacific. So it's got a shallow hull. So most times you see these cruise lines going in, they say they're going to go to the same itinerary, but they have to anchor off way out at sea and then tender in. So the luxury we have, we're going to be right in the middle of some of these little lagoons in this shallow hull ship. And like you said, Jackie Ray, only 320 people maximum on this ship. So the staterooms are larger. It's a big ship, but they also have, it's kind of a launch pad off the back of the ship.
Swim platform.
There you go. Yep. So you can kayak and do all your kind of water sports and snorkeling and everything from there as well. So it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, do you know what I got? Because I'm blind without my glasses. So I went to a place here in Edmonton and got prescription goggles for my snorkeling. So I'll be able to see stuff. And it wasn't that expensive. I got a snorkel and glasses for $220. It was a heck of a deal.
That's very smart to do that. And I'm just looking at some of the overview about the MS Paul Gauguin, the ship that you're going to be on. Yes, maximum guests is 330, but you're doing the 320 and then 217 crew. That's a 1 to 1.5 ratio of crew per guest. So a lot of attention can be paid to each of the guests to make it an incredible experience. It's a great idea for you to get corrective lenses in your snorkeling gear, Jackie Ray, because you'll be in places in bays. It'll be nice and calm. Like you said, Rick, the shallow bottom boat gives you the opportunity to get in a little closer, even though you can't get right up to shore and something like that. You get one of the boats that takes you into shore to the beaches or whatever the case might be. But then there's also the opportunity to take those little journey boats in, and all of a sudden the dive flag goes up. People are snorkeling and reefs and whatnot, and it really is something.
Like there's 118 islands like in French Polynesia. That just blows my mind. I don't even know what to expect when we go there.
Here's a fun point about Paul Gauguin. The Gauguins and Gauguins, the male and the female of the local people, they come on Paul Gauguin on the cruise ship and they entertain and mingle with us during the entire cruise. So it's so exciting because many of the other cruise lines, they just have their regular staff, but they have immersed us into the culture with the locals coming on board. So that's going to be fun. They're going to be performing nightly, and it's there's all kinds of those things that are included with this that typically you don't get.
What was the stat that the gal from Paul Gauguin at our farewell dinner, where we got all our papers and everything and got us all organized, and the tourism versus the South Pacific versus Hawaii?
Yeah, she said her name is Vicky Lubick. She's our sales director for Western Canada. For Paul Gauguin, she was doing the presentation. She said Hawaii receives in 1 week the same amount of tourism that Tahiti or the French Polynesian islands would receive in a whole year. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they control that, so it's not over tourism, which is a very concern for a lot of locations now around the world. But this one, it's going to be pretty special.
It makes it very attractive too, because Jackie Ray is all about elbows, and she gets in there, and it doesn't matter if you're at the bar, the buffet, or the getting your fins
Get out of my way
on the swim deck of the boat so she can go snorkeling. She'll get you out of the way. Today's show is brought to you by The Terry Evans Show with Pete Potipko on Edmonton's classic rock, K97. You can listen in the Edmonton area at 97.3 on your FM dial and online anywhere in Canada at k97.ca. One of the things that I've seen a fair bit recently is the talk about vacationing and then being able to write it off because there is a business aspect to it. Now, whether that is communicating with your office back home, or if it's connecting with the other people in the group, or if you just simply are, self-employed sort of thing. And one of the benefits of the Gauguin is that it does have Wi-Fi if people need it. So, and that's the technology these days is pretty remarkable. I mean, I'm not sure if you could start gaming with
just what you'd want. Boy, when I said we're going to the South Pacific, can I take my gaming console?
But the thing is, Jackie Ray, when you talk about working a working vacation, there is the ability that some people have figured out, and I'm not saying that you're going to be able to do this on every occasion, but there is a tax write-off possibility for people who end up having a working vacation. So it seems like they've just gone off to the South Pacific, but they're actually connecting. They're actually
doing work, like Rick McSwain from Network Travel.
Ooh. It's called Workation.
Workation. I like that.
The ship features are phenomenal. The dining, I mean, there's a bunch of restaurants in that. You mentioned the entertainment that is going to be available in the 1 to 1.5 crew ratio for everything. The nice thing about this opportunity I just saw a picture of there you go. There's the picture of the swim platform with the water activities and whatnot, and pictures of the water sports, people kayaking and so on. And then just down from that, right on the ship, there's the spa. So Jackie Ray, you'll be able to go in there and pull the cucumbers out of your mojito and put them on your eyes to get rid of the bags.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. You look at the pictures, and which we'll be able to be sending them as we are there. You can bet we can do it. This is luxury cruise ship. Anybody, when you say you're on a Paul Gauguin, they go, you're on a Paul Gauguin, top of the line. going to be so good.
And that's something else that our sales rep was telling us about in regards to beverages, because everything's included. So top shelf beverages. So she was telling us that, not to mention the other cruise line, but there's another cruise line that one of their competitors obviously anchored off, a mile out or something to have to tender in. But some of their wine menus, they were charging upwards of $200 for a bottle of wine. And the same wine on the Paul Gauguin that we're going on is included.
Yeah, and actually tipping and everything is. If you do want to give bonuses to any maybe special staff members that you got close to over the vacation, but that's the other thing I like. Once we get on, you don't need money. That's perfect.
And now, is Tahiti and Fiji relatively close together? I don't have my pocket globe with me.
Well, doing the show, you should probably have one.
You're right. I should get that.
Write that down, Terry.
1 second.
I will do that.
Oh, look he does have a globe.
Rick's going to go and get his globe. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to look.
Where's Fiji?
Now,
he's blind, though. This should go really well.
If you're looking at, let's see here. Where are we from? Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Samoa, Tonga. All right. I'm just wondering how close Fiji is. That's obviously part of the South Pacific as well. But just for some reason, Survivor popped into my head. Do either of you watch the Survivor show?
I watched the first season.
I haven't watched it in 4 years. Sorry.
I've seen South Pacific before.
Of course, I've seen South Pacific.
You saw the first season?
Yeah.
I think there's 17 in, Jackie, right?
Oops.
It's 49.
What? 49.
49. They do two seasons per year, and they're on 49. So they've been doing it over 24 years.
I got to watch TV more.
Just made me so. French Polynesia is and Bora Bora is just a little northwest of the Cook Islands, which is a little northwest of New Zealand, and Fiji is basically straight north of New Zealand. So you're not that far away. Just a hop, skip.
Yeah, well, and it's funny with all the listeners that are coming on this from CFCW. Some are actually leaving a couple of weeks before, so they're doing New Zealand or they're doing some of the other islands before that we're not hitting on this trip, for example. And then post, we're going to New Zealand for a little bit. So that's the great thing. Once you're over there, you go, okay, where else should we go? But you're still pretty far. I think our flight to New Zealand is like 8 hours, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it's about 8.5 hours from Seattle.
Yeah.
Which is it's quite good.
That's not too bad.
That's fine.
That was going to be one of the things that I asked if there was anybody that was extending their trip, and the reason for that was because I know that you are going to be spending some time in New Zealand. Did you have any connections there, or has there been another visit in the past to New Zealand?
Been there, yeah. Golly, again, a listener trip, but that's got to be 25 years ago. I think I was doing mornings with Wes Montgomery when we went. So it's been a while. Though my husband was there last year on a hunting trip. He got a red stag there, so he really, really wanted to go back. So that's why we're going back, just to check out the Kiwi.
Now, being south of the equator, I would imagine the seasons are backwards. Is it are we coming into spring in the South Pacific right now? Isn't that what's happening in Australia and everything?
Yes. Yep. That is correct, Amundo. Yeah, spring going into summer. Yep, so it's, I think, perfect time. I think they said at this time of year, we should be right around the 30 Celsius. Yeah, obviously a little more humid than we're used to here, but yeah, they say the weather's great. And if a storm does come through, it's really quick, a little rain, and then you're good to go. So weather looks just perfect for us Canadians.
Yeah, well, because you're going in the end of November into December, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it would be midsummer for them right now, or during that time, December, January.
December, yeah, we're there for Christmas. Yes.
Yeah,
I can't wait to spend it on a beach.
Oh man, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
The Zone 1 podcast is brought to you by networktravel.ca. Go to the website today to find out more about the trip on the private yacht in Croatia, the San Diego baseball getaway in 2026, the East Africa safari coming up in March of 2026, and the Japan and Bloom cruise in 2027. All this and more at networktravel.ca.
Well, we're going to be on a Motu, which is a private inlet, private island, which I think is going to be pretty cool, because what they have on this one Motu, which is exclusive to Paul Gauguin and their guests, is we're going to be drinking out of coconut shells, drinks out of coconut shells, which is going to be pretty cool.
Well, hopefully they weren't somebody's brassiere earlier in the day.
Floating bars should be good too.
And the floating bar, exactly. That's going to be so cool because there's a guy, I guess he's waist deep in the water. He has his floating bar and he's got all his drinks and things. And then we just kind of wade out and help ourselves, apparently. But we're going to have pictures and video of that, JR.
Yes, I can't wait.
That should
play
be fun.
by play.
So just talking about Motu Mahana, which is the private islet for the Gauguin cruise, and just looking at Bora Bora, then you're at sea, Rarotonga. I wouldn't imagine that a lot of these islands, like for instance, years and years ago, I was on the Molson SS Rocks tall ship. It was part of the Molson promotion that took us down to Barbados, and then we went up and down the Grenadines. And we went into St. Lucia and whatnot, and we were able to go in there, and there's infrastructure. And you go in, you can go to a bar, you can go to the beach, you can do all of the things. With my lack of my ignorance, I suppose, of the Cook Islands and the South Pacific, how much infrastructure is on these islands? Is there going to be an opportunity to go and spend time traipsing around the island, finding out a little bit about the history, the culture, and whatnot?
Yeah, there's visitor stations. There's like historical sites and all kinds of things. We're going to be staying in the Hilton, which when we get to Tahiti, we're going to be staying a couple of nights at the Hilton before we get on the ship. There's a local market, which is just down the street from the hotel, which is one of the reasons why we decided we want to stay at the Tahiti Hilton in itself. It's on the beach, but then you can wander off and go to these markets, and they're famous for their soaps, vanilla. They're all these markets. They're hats that are made from leaves, and they're tropical leis as well. So there's all kinds of really cool things, local market, arts and crafts and all kinds of stuff. So I think it'll be really interesting. All kinds of little bars and pubs along the beach there too. So I'm excited. I mean, I think everyone in our group is going to enjoy that.
And you go to some of the islands, you can rent e-bikes, or you can there's walking tours if you want to walk up to a mountain, get a better view. There is different day trips when you get to certain islands, and you can pick and choose, or you can just hang out and just swim or kayak or snorkel or whatever you want, or just hang out on the beach. Yeah, it's pretty flexible. You can be as busy as you want to be if you want day trips every time, or if you want to just hang at the ship, you can do that too. So it's up to you how you want a holiday.
I think I'm going to have to find the link for the Aitutaki tour. There's want to take the easy hike to the highest peak on the island, Maunga Poo. I'm going to sign you up for that, Jackie Ray.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I haven't been to Aitutaki yet. I mean, we've sold it, but apparently there's one lagoon in Aitutaki, and there's a small uninhabited island that's out. I think it's probably a couple of 100 yards or maybe more. But you can walk from the main island out to this small little island, and it's still only just a little above your waist deep. So it's a pretty cool experience, and they sell experiences where you can go out to this little island. They'll take you out. They'll set up a tent, and you can spend the whole evening and night there, and then they'll come back and get you in the morning. If they don't come back, you can just walk back, I suppose. But it's going to be, I think, pretty cool. I don't think there's any part of the island that you can't stand, and in many cases on the Cook Islands, because it's pretty flat, that you can see pretty much the ocean from wherever you are.
Well, I'm looking at it. You can, if you're interested in an excursion, a trip out to One Foot Island in Aitutaki's stunning blue lagoon. So there you go.
There you go.
It'll take your breath away. So
I'm looking at this here too, the flyer where the boat, one of the bonuses is a 24-hour book library. What? Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm signing you up for that too. Right after the climb of the tallest peak on Mangupau.
Mangupau.
Where's JR? He's in the library.
Mangapu.
We're not in any library, I'll tell you that right now.
Unless there's a wine in there.
Okay, you know me too well.
Yeah.
And maybe this is something that I was kind of sort of kicking around the bush about. Rarotonga, the hub of the Cook Islands, yet totally unspoiled. You won't find any building taller than the highest coconut tree, I think is
that's
very
kind of
interesting.
That's the rules down in Belize too. You can't build higher than a coconut tree. So, which is usually, I think, about maximum 3 stories high. I think is the max on the height.
They used to have that stipulation on White Avenue too, but
The coconut trees died.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's the case anymore.
The Algotherm Spa, that looks kind of good because we'll have the odd day at sea, so you'll want to make sure you're getting spa'd. This is nice.
Yes. What is the just kind of seeing the rough idea of the map, and then how obviously there's going to probably be travel on the windward side and the leeward side. How impressive is that? That I knew that.
Wow,
I know it is.
Because
where the heck are they? You better tell me before I go.
There's trade winds, and the winds would affect how the it's especially important when you're talking about ships that have sails, but I would imagine it probably has some sort of effect on a cruise ship as well. So you can see that the little lines from island to island. I'm wondering how much, like, if it's going to be a full night of cruising from one island to another, or 2 days, or if there's going to be multiple days in one spot.
I believe it's 1 day. 1 day out to from the main islands of Tahiti, French Polynesia, out to the Cook Islands, Aitutaki and Rarotonga, and then it's another full day sailing, I think, all the way back, because they're off to the south. What is that? Southwest of the main islands. So that's the longest stretch of at sea that we have, from the main islands in French Polynesia out to the Cook Islands, because they're a little ways off the chain of islands in the French Polynesia. So,
all right. Well, this is terrific. The South Pacific, but this is not the only long distance destination that also involves cruising. Another one that we will talk about on a future episode is, there's so many options that are possible. Everything from Antarctica to Japan. And then also the yacht in Croatia. Is that sold out, Rick?
Yes.
Jackie Ray's sold out in 19 minutes.
19 minutes.
So
that's a good one.
Elvis. So yeah, it's sold out really quickly. But we have another one going with Shea Ganem. So that one's going a couple of weeks after the one that we're going to be on. And it's got, I think, a couple of cabins left. So it's still really popular as well, but that's very cool. We're working on Antarctica. It's the last 7th continent. People that traveled a lot are really interested in going down. I know it sounds crazy to leave northern Alberta, Canada, or anywhere in Canada and go to the Antarctic or to the Arctic. But it's extremely popular. People that go, I haven't been yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It's people that travel a lot, always wanted, they just want to put on the list of going to the 7th continent. And then basically you've been to every continent on the planet. So it's pretty cool seeing, skyscraping size icebergs floating around and penguins and all this kind of stuff. Apparently it's absolutely one of the most incredible experiences.
Did you know that Antarctica is a desert?
It is, but it's covered with ice.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm listening to Zone 1 podcast, for that little gem.
That little tidbit. Yeah.
I hope there's more than just that reason.
Yeah, me too.
Charming personalities and clever wit.
Yes.
And then we're doing a cruise around Japan as well. So we're going to go into Tokyo, work our way around the islands. We're going to go into South Korea, and then all the way around the south and back up to Tokyo. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's selling like hotcake right now. So many people interested in going to Japan. So,
that's for 2027 too, I believe, isn't it?
That's 2027. It's almost like, it's honestly, the ship is almost sold out. We're going with Princess Cruise Lines, and it's selling so fast. Like 2026, most of the destinations are sold out for Japan already. Like anything that's in around Japan, sold out already. It's crazy.
I've never been to Japan except for the Tokyo airport, where I experienced seaweed potato chips for the very first time and last time.
I know, like there's not even one good quality. I'm sorry for the people that love them, but oh my goodness. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah. You got to get sauce.
Yeah. Lots of it.
This has been the Zone 1 podcast. For a premium travel experience, Rick McSwain from networktravel.ca, Jackie Ray Greening. I'm Terry Evans. The Zone 1 podcast is part of the Reluctantly Podcast Network.